My husband's family doesn't approve of me, so his mother tried to unalive me. My husband and I have been in a loving relationship for almost 6 years. We got married around a year ago on our 5-year anniversary, and the backlash from his family has been excessive. They mostly insulted my appearance, calling me an ugly slut and telling me how my husband deserves better than a whore who's using him. They're convinced I'm going to leave him in a year or two for another man. Although my husband has never believed these allegations, it's gotten to the point where I can tell he's starting to become suspicious of me. Lately, he's been very insecure about himself. He always asks me if he can check my messages, and whenever he sees me texting another man like a coworker, he gets incredibly agitated until I show him that the chat is mostly professional. He's also been asking me questions about random men I see on social media, asking if I would sleep with them if I had the chance or if I found any of these men more attractive than him. I can tell that his family's words are influencing him, as we've never had this type of problem before. I decided that with time, he'd gain more trust for me and stop asking these questions, but last week, he invited his mom over. We've had several conversations and arguments about how I don't like his mom, and we came to a mutual agreement that if his mom was staying over, he'd defend me if she were to say anything bad about me. He had followed through with that when she was here, but he eventually needed to go to the bathroom, and that's when his mom took the chance to unleash her rage on me. She kept calling me terrible names and making jokes that implied that I've cheated on my husband multiple times like the slut I am. I got very upset at these jokes, and finally, I decided to stick up for myself. We got into an argument about why she doesn't trust me, and it quickly got very heated. My husband intervened in the middle of it and defended me until his mom grabbed her stuff and left. Not long after this, I started crying. My husband had to comfort me and tell me his mom didn't mean the stuff she said and that she was just looking out for him. I wish that was the case, but I know it goes deeper than that. Yesterday, I ran into his mom on the way to the store. I was already very nervous to see her, as this was an empty street where not many cars ever come through, and it got even worse when she initiated small talk. The conversation slowly got more aggressive until eventually she started yelling at me, calling me a dirty slut and attacking me. She eventually picked up a glass bottle from the floor and threw it at me. It shattered into a bunch of tiny pieces and impaled itself into my skin. I was covered in blood and decided it was better to run away instead of facing her head on, but she managed to catch up to me, as I'm not a very fast runner. She tripped me and continued to attack me until I passed out. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. I had a ton of stitches and a fractured ankle. I guess some pedestrians had seen me lying in the middle of the street and decided to call for help. My husband was there, asking me what happened. When I told him the entire story, he seemed skeptical. He looked at me suspiciously, and I could tell he was doubting me. He said he'd talk to his mother and sort this issue out. He hasn't contacted me since then, and I'm very worried. I'm still in the hospital as I type this, and I don't know what to do. I've tried contacting my husband many times, but he has yet to respond. I don't know if I did something wrong or if he genuinely believes his mom over me, but I need advice on where to go from here.